Oi, now don't you go saying it. Don't do it. Skyrim's last DLC may have come out like, 5 years ago, but that isn't gonna stop me from milking every which way thing I can, because you have to understand, Todd, he hates us. We Elder Scrolls YouTubers, us bug thestards, us shills for the Howard Meister, have been waiting for the Elder Scrolls 6, and he just won't deliver it to us. So what choice do I have but to enlist the help of Mike the Liar? He's about the only thing keeping me from going insane in this game. Although talking to a Khajiit is probably not the most sane thing around, you know, I almost completely forgot. Oh my god, I have an interview with my boss later. Feck it, you guys can come with me. What's the harm in bringing company? Means I'll just have to try more, doesn't it? More peeping eyes on me. Come on, stay close and don't get lost. I heard the butterflies are quite mean this time of year. Right, you go sit in the corner over there, and I'll just attend to my belongings here. No, Mayik, I haven't been talking to you like you were a group of people. What do you mean? I've been talking to you like that. You sound crazy, dude. Right, here I am, ready to be interviewed. You know, I have this really good feeling you have a lot to say to me today, and I'm ready to hear everything. So, interview me, future boss.
Control yourself.
Hearthfire, the second expansion pack released by Bethesda Game Studios for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, and if you were just as disappointed on the 4th of September 2012, just like I was, then you are not alone, friend. While it's 2019, years have passed, and Hearthfire has been more than accepted at this point. People were very disappointed to know that one of the 3 DLCs they were getting was a homestead pack, something quite simple. People were used to Bethesda throwing a bunch of decent story DLCs after Fallout 3, and like myself, a lot of people hoped they would follow that trope, but they only ended up releasing 3 DLCs, somewhat similar to Oblivion. I want to say Oblivion had more DLC, but Oblivion doesn't have the Creation Club, and we aren't gonna talk about that, because next I'll see them putting Mayik into it and selling him off for profits, and I won't let them hurt you, buddy. Hearthfire was quite cheap at the time too, costing only $5, and now that we have all had a lot of time to look over, I honestly can't say it isn't $5 worth spending for what it has to offer, and what it had to offer at the time. People were expecting another giant quest-sized DLC with new lands, characters, and loot, just like Dawnguard, the best Skyrim DLC, and if you think you can argue anything else being better, I'll be forced to do it. You know what I'm talking about, you Enwa. I'll take your sweet rolls. Yeah, I will. I know you keep them in the cupboard behind my wife's table. Get back here, my... So I was playing some Hearthfire on stream the other day, and to myself, you know, just to chill, plant some veggies, smack on some iron, order some wood, beat up my children, to enjoy them to the childhood I never got. Apparently all the cool kids got hit by belts, but all I got was warm food and a nice bed. Sickens me. All I wanted to do was be popular, and now I'm stuck in a dream home with infinite power and a respawn loop that never ends. Hearthfire allows you to build 3 different homes in place of an actual house in the city. This was to make up for some of the lackluster homes the players had to choose from in the base game of Skyrim, like Bree's home. Ew. Now we are going to have to help the Jarls out a bit to unlock the ability to buy a plot of land to build a house, and I would highly recommend you build your house at the mid to late game of Skyrim because it's expensive. Unless you used an infinite gold glitch of some sort, or you just typed in the console 0f1 million and wow, where did I get all this gold from all of a sudden? The 3 houses you have a choice on picking from are Windstad Manor near the salt marshes in Hjalmarch, Lakeview Manor in the forests of Falkreath, my personal favourite by the way, and last we have Heljarkin Hall located in the Pale. And if you pick any of the houses that aren't Lakeview Manor, well honestly I hope a dragon eats you and forces you to live in the stomach where you bathe in infinite flames for all eternity. Or don't, I really don't care. As I said earlier, you need to help the appropriate Jarls with a quest to unlock the ability to buy the plot. You just need to kill a bandit for the Jarl of Falkreath. It really is that easy to grab it. The plot of land itself isn't all that expensive, only costing a measly 5,000 gold, and if you can't afford that, well, oh looky, these vegetable fields look really pickable right now. Ooh, potatoes, my ancestors. The real cost of playing this DLC comes with manually furnishing your house, because by the gods is it expensive. It needs like 15 to 20,000 golds worth of supplies to finish it in its entirety. That includes outside and inside. You're also going to have to do a heck of a lot of backtracking to buy wood, iron, and other random tidbits to finish up the house, like goat's horns for wall sconces and corundum ore for locks, and oh god, it's so tedious. But it's it's not all that bad if you just go out questing and come back every few hours or something to add a little bit more to it each time. If you want the house for all the stuff it has to offer, it won't be too much of a problem for you. You could always just buy a really expensive SSD drive and load Skyrim for that, making loading times non-existent, thus making your trips to the shops non-existent, thus making your use of this DLC non-existent. That's right. But once you finally spend all the money and time to finish up the bases of all the rooms you need, you will have a fully functioning house to use to store everything you have gathered fairly and legally from outside. Yes, you have a bunch of options with rooms. You can build an armory, an alchemy lab, a kitchen, an armory, an upstairs, a bedroom, an armory, a garden. There's also the armory. You can also build a kid's room for them little rapscallions you found tossed on the street because you aren't Dragonborn anymore. You have become Dadbotborn. Yes, you spend your days going to the pub drinking Nord mead. Come home, take out the fork, beat the fox, and then play catch with your children. When I say catch, I mean throwing a stick outside, letting them run off for it, locking the door behind them, and going to sleep because, yes, you have everything at your disposal within the build house. But if you get bored of the design or want something a bit different, just change it up by building a second house or even a third house. Lots and lots of houses. You should start renting these houses out to unsuspecting couples and make them pay a deposit up front. Have them pay for a year, every month, make a bunch of interest, kill them, and then move on to the next unsuspecting couple. My Eek blends in pretending to be a house cat, but we just tell everyone he's a really tall house cat that can somehow speak English, because apparently Nern invests in alternate dimension of Earth to steal our languages. If the snake people of Akavir don't speak some Eastern language in the future games, I'm going to be pretty upset because nobody seems to want to take the Irish accent. Why did they give the only crazy person in the game it? It's not fair. Now just remember, you can also adopt thanks to this DLC. You can already marry in vanilla Skyrim, which is great if you want to reap some benefits for free, like free food and free money in return for the illusion of love. You can adopt up to 2 children, I believe, if you want that kind of stress on your head. But other than that, I just use the DLC mainly for its housing benefits because real talk, actually incredibly handy. While Skyrim does offer some cool base houses in vanilla, like the really expensive house in Solitude or that Murder Manor in Windhelm, which when done up actually looks really nice, the DLC, Hearthfire, just has more to offer. It gives you something to use your resources on. The houses typically are bigger than the ones you can buy base game, they have more storage for all the cheese wheels and Daedric weapons you manage to get on your journeys. There's more storage than I know what to do with, and I'm actually pretty okay with it. I collect a lot of jewels, gems, money, ores, armors, weapons, and potions that I honestly don't need them all when I'm out and about. You end up with so much gold eventually anyway, there's no reason to sell stuff every time you pick it up. I kinda just like knowing I have all these storage places full of cool stuff I got, like seeing 1,000 bottles of Nord mead. Like, you know you aren't a proper adventure until your main hall is filled to the brink with cheese wheels, which every adventurer needs. Things weigh a ton, but are literally as good as health potions, to be honest. With this DLC, the only other major thing I haven't covered is the random attacks on your homestead. The enemies attacking can range from petty small wolves to bandits to giants to a random stray goat, because intimidating. You know, when it happens so rarely, it's barely noticeable, and you will be out and about so much it won't make a blind bit of difference in the long run, so who cares? Build a house, reap the benefits, and have a good place to store cheese. And just make your follower your steward too. If you naturally want Lydia as a companion, you have something wrong with you. Also, don't pick Jazargo. He's a terrible follower. Only good Khajiit in this game is my Eek. But yes, fellow Skyrimiums, that is all I have for you today. Just doing a wee little talk about Skyrim's second release DLC pack, Hearthfire. Felt I wanted to discuss a wee bit about it, so here you are. I hope you enjoyed this DLC. I will have many more videos on the way. I'm after going through a bit of a chest infection by the time you hear me saying this. It should be the weekend. If not, I'm sorry. So I'm either very near the end of being sick, or I got this out when I am sick. I don't know if you can hear it, but I feel like €1,000,000 right now. If you did enjoy the video, I made you laugh, cry, or watch and discuss, I rating always helps me out, whether it be a like or a dislike in the video. Either or helps, and I appreciate all forms of criticism. If you have any suggestions for videos, let me know in the comments below. I'll choose out the highest voted one for the banter boyos and girlos. So do that and be the real trooper of this well-found establishment. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great day, week, month, or year, and I will see you all in the next one.